In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a sauce that will radically transform your whole food plant-based kitchen. I guarantee it. And it totally helped me get through menopause. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dig in. One of the best tips I can give any cook, regardless of whatever style of cooking you do, is to have a well-stocked pantry. It is especially important for anybody who follows a whole food plant-based lifestyle. One of the best items you can have in your whole food plant-based pantry is a box or a bag, a container of dehydrated potato flakes. You can get them at pretty much any grocery store or even online like Amazon has them. There are 3 reasons I recommend using dehydrated potato flakes. First, number 1, it's easy. I mean, all you have to do is open the box, pour out the flakes, and you can make this recipe. Number 2, it's quick. You don't have to wait for potatoes to cook in order to make the sauce. Now, don't get me wrong. You can make this sauce with real whole potatoes, and I will do another video doing that. But for now, I want to give you the quickest way to make this unbelievably delicious sauce. And number 3, it couldn't be more convenient, right? If you have it in your pantry, you can make this sauce at the drop of a hat, as long as you have the other ingredients too. By the way, I created a pantry guide for anybody who wants to have a whole food plant-based pantry. If you're interested, check the show notes below. I'll leave a link for that guide. I'd love it if you would smash the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my content. Okay, let's get started. I have Bob's Red Mill potato flakes, which are unflavored. They're fine, but I really, really love Edward & Sons. They have a roasted garlic mashed potato flakes flavor, and then they also have just a regular unflavored home style. They call it home style. The thing I like about both of these is that they're organic. I'm going to start by layering in the ingredients into my Vitamix. I keep these cashews in my freezer. I have a bigger bag of them downstairs in the freezer we keep in the basement. When this jar gets empty or close to empty, I go and I refill it up. So there are 2 ways that you can make this recipe. The first way is you can use all cashews. If you want to lower the fat content, then you use half cashews and half white beans. This is a 1/4 cup and another 1/4 cup. The recipe calls for a 1/2 cup of vegetable broth and a 1/2 cup of water. You can do a whole cup if you want of vegetable broth, or a whole cup of water with some bouillon cubes. You decide whatever works best for you. This is a whole cup of broth. Just to flavor it a little bit, I'm going to add some of this Better Than bouillon, seasoned vegetable base. I'm going to use a big glob of it. It will dissolve in the Vitamix. I also want to say that if you decide to use that Better Than bouillon veggie paste, it is high in sodium. That's why I don't use that much of it. And the amount that I used really is for an entire recipe. And so when you're eating it, you're not really getting that much sodium. If you want to have no sodium, then I would definitely not use that because it's a little bit high in the sodium. Next up on my hit list parade is nutritional yeast. This is actually not the kind that I use. I will put a link for the kind that I use in the show notes below. This is just from one of the times that I bought it at Whole Foods, and I just kept the container. 3 tablespoons into the Vitamix. 1, 2. Anybody else clean up as they go along? All right, now I said 3, but guess what? I only put in 2 because I'm going to use this Frontier Co-op nacho flavored for the 3rd tablespoon. That is a tip that I got from Healthy Vegan Mama, which, by the way, this recipe is based on her recipe, and she has fabulous recipes. If you don't know her work, go check her out. In it goes. The most important ingredient, the mashed potato flakes. I need 4 tablespoons. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one was a little short. I keep lemon juice frozen just for occasions like this. 1½ teaspoons of white miso paste. I put in 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, 1 teaspoon of granulated onion powder, 1 teaspoon of granulated garlic. I'm going to put the lid on and watch the magic. This is gold. Liquid gold, I tell you. It looks like what used to come in the mac and cheese when you would make the box of mac and cheese. And this is the exact same color. And it is so delicious. Let's give it a taste, shall we? It's so good. I'm going to pour it into here. There's a little bit left, and when I'm done with the video, I will take a spatula and get the rest of it into here. Like I said, this is liquid gold. One of the cool things is that you can freeze this sauce. This is a super cube container. They come in different colors and different sizes. This one has two options, 1/2 cup and 1 cup. You pour it in here. It has a lid. You stick it in the freezer and it's frozen. You take it out by just pushing these down like this, and you can then just have it in your freezer for the next time you need it. I will put a link in the show notes below if you want to get your hands on some of these. They are fabulous for those meals when you don't have a lot of time. You can just pop this out and it defrosts in no time at all. Here are the ways to use this sauce. You can pour it over pasta. Right at the end, when the pasta is done cooking, add some frozen peas. They'll defrost really fast. And now you have mac and cheese with some peas in it. Mac and cheese and peas. I love that. You can also use it to dip your oil-free, air-fried potatoes in. They get nice and crisp in the air fryer. I will do another recipe for that as well. You can pour it over mashed potatoes. It would be sort of a double whammy of mashed potatoes, which in my book is okay. As someone who follows the starch solution, you can't get enough potatoes in. You can also eat it with a spoon. It's that delicious. Let me know in the comments if you have some other suggestions for how to use this cheese sauce. And by the way, it's cheese with a Z. My husband always says, don't call it cheese sauce because he's just teasing me, but it really is my substitution for cheese sauce. And I can't thank Healthy Vegan Mama enough for creating this delicious recipe and letting me share it with you with some of my tweaks. My name is Ellen Allard of Ellen's Healthy Kitchen, and it is my privilege to help you plant your plate one healthy meal at a time. I'll see you in the next video.